Hello, everybody, and good afternoon. As we always say here, always expect the unexpected. Well, today, as you could tell, it's a special, solemn day. Not special, but you know what I mean. Uh, it's really hard for me to go into this, but well, as you all know, 24 years ago, both the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center went down. Over 3,000 people were made unalive. Uh, it was one of the worst attacks on the United States in history. The terrorist who took down the towers with, twin commercial commercial airplanes, and then, of course, in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, where a bunch of determined passengers took over the flight from the terrorist and allowed it to not make its target, which would have been the White House at the time, where Bush League was in charge, and and crashed it outside of that town. Then, of course, there was the other plane which ran into the Pentagon. So a lot of people gone. Uh, you know, Sting, my favorite singer, of course, did a live from his home in Tuscany, Italy, about after the 9/11 attacks. He did lose his keyboardist, Kenny Kirkland, um, in the attacks. Yeah, it was a tough time. Oh, thank you, Hakeem. Hakeem, our number one and very first subscriber to this channel, way back in 2007 or 2023. Doesn't seem too far ago, but I know. But Hakeem, hello. Good evening, Mikey. It's good to see you. It's great to see you, Hakeem. I'm glad you're here first.
Did you say gone but not forgotten?
Yes. So everyone is gone, but not forgotten. That is true. And never forget. Hashtag never forget 9/11. We'll never forget. Uh, I know there will probably be a lot of tributes today to the fallen. A lot of the first responders, many of those firefighters, men and women both, who went in to save lives, and they ended up, many of them, becoming unalived uh, when the towers went down. And I know that even though I have two ex wives, one of the ex wives went there with a church group to pray for the fallen, and that's when they were trying to rebuild it after the attacks. That was a year later in 2002. So even though I don't like my first ex-wife very much, at least she went with a church group to, you know, pray for the fallen and to offer comfort for other people who were suffering still at that time. Um, I know that a lot of things have happened since then. Uh, we know Osama got taken out. The guy who caused it all, we confirmed that. And then there were, of course, we invaded Afghanistan. Uh, you know, after the Russians tried, and we tried, and everything else going on. So a lot has happened in this world. A lot of disasters happened since then. It has been a really crazy ride. Yeah, Scott, hello. Welcome, Anchorman. Yeah, he says yesterday was crazy. Dude, seriously. Yeah. We had, well, first of all, we had Charlie Kirk. Yeah, a lot of people knew the politician, and he got shot. Yeah, and made unalive over there in Utah at Utah Valley University, which is right there in Orem, Utah. Believe me, Orem, Utah was never, and I mean ever, considered on the map until yesterday. Yeah, that is just crazy. And then Polly Holiday of the Alice TV series, she died at the age of 88. So no Morales. There's a couple of people still breathing, but the rest of the original cast is completely gone. So yeah, it's just been crazy. And we'll talk about Polly's passing, obviously, coming up on Saturday when we talk about anniversaries of shows and movies with Chance Bartels. So that should be fun. Hakeem says, I remember it like it was yesterday. I was in high school, fifth period electronics class, and my teacher told us there was an attack and to go home. Yeah, that's what happened with a lot of us. In fact, that's what I'm encouraging for this particular stream. I would love, I would definitely enjoy, to reminisce. I would definitely like to reminisce about where you were. We can talk about me in a moment. I want to wait for a little bit, but if you know where you were when it happened, all those 24 years ago, on September 11th, 2001, if you know where you were at the time, please, if you feel comfortable, I'm only saying this, you don't have to. Okay? Today is a day of mourning, it's a day of solemn reflection. But if you do have a moment that you know where you were when it happened, please go ahead and share it with us in the comments, in the chats there, and in the comments afterwards. Remember to hit this like button if you like this video today. Don't forget to subscribe. We have over 300 and um, 10 subscribers to our channel, and we're only like about 30. I think we were only, last time I checked, we had 314 or 15, so we were only like 35 away. So we're getting close to our next goal with 350. That's great. Personally, I don't mind if we get to 500 at the end of the year. That's even better because I can then help out Suzanne a little bit with the monetization of our channel and get some fundage. That would be nice. That's if it's possible. If it's not, I'm not too worried about it. But I would like it to happen. Let's see. Hakeem says hello to Anchorman. And hey, Travel with Lisa. Hi, sweetie. Oh, it's so good to see you. Welcome. Hey, Mikey. Hey, Travel with Lisa. Lisa is a wonderful lady. She is a world videographer. Her second home, she says, is Toronto, Ontario, Canada. So that's pretty awesome. And Suzanne and I were blessed to meet the wonderful Miss Lisa. She comes from Suffolk, England originally. She is with her dad there. And she's been doing a lot of videos, shooting video and stuff like that. So and then she's supposed to come and visit Canada this year. Though probably not as long as she hoped for, but well, maybe she will. Maybe she'll be able to do more. But that would be awesome. Yeah, yeah. So let's see. Yeah, hey Mikey and hey chat. And Travel says, and Lisa says, and Akeem says hello, Lisa. Okay. Scott says I was not born in 9/11. You're probably very lucky you weren't born at that time, uh, Scott, because a lot of hell went down. Yeah. We've been suffering ever since, pretty much. And you know what? Today is my brother Philip's birthday. He's 58 years old, and for the last 24 years, he's had to face this from the kids that he teaches because he's a full, fledged teacher. Plus, he was a principal and a vice principal. He's had to face this every day. His last name is Gordon Fournier, so he's my blood brother, 2 years behind me. And every day on September 11th, every year, I should say every year, the kids ask him two things. Mr. Gordon Fournier, is it your birthday today? Yes. And Mr. Gordon Fournier, do you know what happened today? Yes. And he gets that every year on his birthday. Yeah. You know, fortunate or unfortunate, you were born on that day. But my brother said to me this morning, I was able to get a hold of him on Facebook chat, Facebook phone. So that was awesome. And then I got a hold of my sister Bernadette too, and which was great because it's good if you can still be able to talk to your family, especially on really solemn days like this of reflection. And yeah, and I just wish my brother a happy birthday, and I knew what he was going to face when I got to school. Uh, and I mean, I love him. I love my brother. He's He is my blood, and flesh and blood, and I love him to death. And my sisters, yes, even you, Elizabeth, if you get a chance to watch this, um, Bernadette, Elizabeth, and both my parents, of course, my mute family, and I love all my cousins, and I love all you guys. You know, you wonderful guys and gals who come to support this channel, come to represent, um, and you're so kind to each other in the chat. I mean, you know, I tell Suzanne every day, I say, you know what, Suze? You and I have the best possible YouTube channel right now. We do. And with our other friends, Gorilla and, you know, Brother Curtis and Moyer Kitty, Raquel, SSG 2211, and so on. We have, and Daniel Sifdan, we have, and my friend, Sci Fi Nation, Jason. We all have great channels. We enjoy ourselves, and and when we have moments like this, we will reflect. I know Gorilla's going to do a show tonight for sure, about 9/11, and we'll probably just talk about what we're talking about today, where you were when it happened. So, yeah. Let's see. Travel Visa says, I'm sorry if I got a little off topic. Sorry about that. Yeah. Lisa says, I was on vacation in Malta. Oh, nice. Okay. When you saw the news. Yeah. Hakeem says, I still remember the smell of the burning rubble in the air. Yeah. Yeah, that's tough. Rumble. Jeff B. Hail, Mikey, Hakeem, and Anchorman. Welcome, Jeff B. Hakeem says hello to Jeff. Jeff says hi, Lisa. And howdy. I'm just so proud to be here. Hey, Brother Jay. Brother Jay. Hey, Jay. How you doing, brother? Yeah. And, oh, by the way, let me remind you folks, tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m., I I did remember this time. On Friday, tomorrow on the 12th at 3 p.m. Eastern, Brother Jay and I are going to be doing a 1v1 interview. It's the third one with the MikeySuzeFour channel, part 3. So I hope all of you, please, well, if you're working, we understand. But I mean, if there are anyone that's available tomorrow to come into our chat, and you are the people that are going to ask us questions. I'm not even going to ask Jay questions tomorrow. I'm doing something different. I want the chat to ask the questions and then we can answer them. That's what I want tomorrow. So that's what I hope to achieve tomorrow. That should be a lot of fun. You folks should come and see us. Oh, and also, don't forget to check out myself and my brother Chance Bartels from Atlanta, Georgia. We do our nostalgic pod blast every Saturday afternoon when we can, of course. Of every weekend at 5:35 p.m. Eastern. I think he's going every 2 weeks now, so that possibly might be one thing. But this weekend, we are talking about the anniversaries of a lot of TV shows and movies we've seen in the past, including the 40th anniversary of Jaws, excuse me, the 50th anniversary of Jaws, the 40th anniversary of Back to the Future, and the 50th anniversary of Space 1999, among others. So please check us out tomorrow afternoon on Friday and Saturday afternoon at 5:35 p.m. and Friday tomorrow at 3 p.m. It should be a lot of fun. You folks will have a great time. Let's see. Excuse me. Okay, so Jeff B says hello to Jay, and Jay, of course, says howdy to Jeff, and Hakeem says hey to Jay Aldridge, and Jay, of course, says Hakeem, my brother, howdy, and Jay says LOL. Okay, and Jeff B says he was at work and he saw the second plane hit on the TV. Right, I was a mess the rest of the day. I can imagine. I can imagine that. And I muttered to myself, righteous indignation. Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, my brother Philip, who was born today, you know, 58 years ago, but didn't realize right until it happened on 2001, that it was going to happen on his birthday. He had no idea, and I'm, I know where he was. I think he was in school, at the time. He was taking classes or whatever, and then found out. And then they were excused from his classes, if I'm not mistaken. Um, let's see, seven. Okay, so he was 34 years old when it happened, and I was 36. Well, almost 36. He just turned 34, and I was going to turn 36 in 11 more days. My birthday is coming up on September 22nd, which we'll also celebrate this year. So make sure you check that out. That's going to be, let's see, I believe that's on a Monday. Yes, it is on a Monday. Correct. So we will celebrate that. That'll be fun. Let's see. Oh, what happens if no one asks questions tomorrow? Well, then Jay will just talk to each other and shoot the breeze, as they say. Well, we could shoot the other thing, but I don't want to say that on here today, especially not. Let's see. Who is the problem for what happened yesterday? Well, honestly, Scott, I don't, we don't know all the details yet. I believe that the shooter who did this um, you know, to Kirk, is still out there. So they're on a manhunt right now to find this guy. They have some possible suspects. That's the last I heard, but you know they don't really know. So yeah, they're still looking for this guy. Yeah, Jay says if no one asks questions, how about strip poker? LOL. Oh God, Jay. No, 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 no. We're not doing strip poker. No, we can just talk to the chat and everything. We can have some fun with them. Absolutely. We're just encouraging them. If they'd like to ask questions, ask. You know, you don't need to be prepared to ask questions. You can just ask us anything. That's all it's going to be called tomorrow. Or, underneath I will put a description, but it's basically ask us anything. Or I can just say that tomorrow. That's probably better. Yeah. Strip poker. Wow. You're crazy. Who is your daddy? Exactly. Um, okay. Well, like I said, here in the chat, if anybody hasn't said where they were at the time it happened, I know about you, Scott. So thank you for knowing that you're younger and didn't get a chance to experience that, which I'm pretty thankful you didn't because it would have been a crazy ass thing, um, for your family and everything. But the rest here in chat that's around. Here and being here for us. 4 people, big likes, and 5 people watching. That is totally awesome. Oh, did you notice my new glasses, folks? These are Foster grants, and I needed better reading glasses, and I finally got them thanks to my beautiful wife. Suzanne gave me these as a birthday present, an early birthday present. I really needed them. So, and so far, I've had positive comments about my glasses. So, thank you. Thank you for everyone that gave me a positive comment about it yesterday when we did Gorilla's, you know, tribute to Kirk. You know, did you know his middle name was James? Yeah, I didn't know that myself. I knew about Kirk a little bit through politics, but not a lot. And I just realized his middle name was James. Yeah, James Kirk. How ironic is that? Let's see. Yeah, they look very stylish. I like them a lot. Thank you, Hakeem. Thank you. That's another positive thumbs up. Thank you. Um, okay. Well, if everybody in the chat has already said pretty much where they were on that day, if they were around that day, I'm sorry. I just need a drink. You know, Chatterbox needs some liquid refreshment. You know, no, it's just it's no sugar. It's Coke, but no sugar. Um, yeah, because we have diabetes. You know that already. Both of us do, me and Sue. So yeah, we have to be careful. I love your new eyes. Oh, thank you, Jay. At least I hope you're wonderful partner, Leanna, said that. Leanna is traveling today. She is. Okay. Well, let's say a quick prayer for Leanna to have a safe and wonderful journey and on the trip and then be able to get back home safely. So for all that, amen and amen. There you go. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Here you go, Leanna. You're going to have the angels driving with you today. All those angels. Everybody's going to watch after you today. So there you go. Cool. Thank you, Jay, for letting me know that. Okay, so I've had to repeat this story a few times. I'm not looking forward to it, but this is what happened to me. So it was the second day of training. I was going to work for Advanced PCS over there in Scottsdale, Arizona. It's a medical program medical corporation that assist companies and individuals with reasonable and inexpensive medical insurance to help them. And what I was doing that day uh, was I was training for data entry. That's what I was going to be doing, was just data entry to enter things into the computer and everything. But I had to learn how to do it, right? And then sometimes I would get a phone call and I'd say, okay, yeah, that, okay, I'll make sure. And then, and just kind of put things down. Anyway, so it's the second day of training, and we're in the class. And of course, we did all the introductions to everybody the day before, right? So, and that was on a Monday. This was on a Tuesday on the 11th. And I had already wished Phil a happy birthday that day, I believe, before he, did what he ever had to do that day. My dad, of course, was gone. My mom, was staying at home. Uh, you know, and all of a sudden, uh, you know, we get a guy, well, I guess he was one of the students, and he rushed into our room and he said, "Hey, there's something happening over there in New York City at the Twin Towers." We all know about the World Trade Center. Most of us did. When there was an attack on it back in 1993, I believe it was, but correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that was right. In 93, there was an explosion. Someone had tried to blow it up from the basement, and somehow it was relegated just to that location. So thankfully, it didn't do any permanent or serious damage. That was the first time we learned of some kind of a attack from terrorists that time. And we didn't know what was going to happen, right? So somebody said, okay, one of the instructors said, all right, bring in the TV, let's see what's going on. Because this was history, right? I mean, this was something that was happening. Okay. Oh, yeah. And Hakeem says, LOL, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for all the laughs. Oh, yeah, Jason's got to go for the jokes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so basically, the instructor brings the TV in, and we're all watching. Okay, and now we had already heard that the first plane hit the first tower or the second tower, and then the other plane we watched, boom, goes into the other tower, and people were starting to panic. Okay, so about 30 minutes or so later, one of the towers collapses and starts to go down. When that happened, three ladies in our class lost it. One started bawling in tears and collapsed right at her seat. Literally just collapsed. You know, one fainted. The second one fainted. And then a third one just ran out in hysterics. Said, "Oh my God, my friends are gone." And just ran out. We didn't do anything. I mean, what were we going to do? Chase her down and say, "Hey, hey, hey," No, no. When that happened, my instructor said, "Okay, I think we should all agree that we come back tomorrow. Let's not continue the rest of the class today. This obviously is an ongoing situation and it's going to be deadly. And if you know anyone there in New York City right now, wow, I heard you first time. But if there's anybody in New York City right now, who has relatives or friends that live there and is going through this, go home right now. Just get out of here. And the rest of us, they said, just go home. We're closing. We're stopping for today because we've received alerts that if any other terrorists are going to try to attack the nuclear power plant, because we do have the Palo Verde nuclear power plant, which is outside of our airport, which is the Sky Harbor International Airport. So we immediately had Army helicopters overhead. We had F 16s flying out from Luke Air Force Base, which is over in, near Glendale. We had F 18s that were flying up from Davis Montgomery Air Base down there in Tucson. They also had planes that were flying over Tucson just to make sure nobody would attack anything. And we shut down the airport to emergencies only. And no planes took off. Nobody went anywhere. And whatever planes were still in the air, they were diverted to other airports. So Mesa Gateway, Davis Mountain Base, Luke Base, all of that. And that was just insane. It was just an insane day. And for the first time, that was when the FAA finally decided, hey, we're not having any planes, and I mean any, take off or go anywhere. Now, the rumor is that there was a Saudi Arabian contingent, and they were allowed to take off under a personal escort. But I think that was the only one I can recall that was able to take off. But then there's, everybody started conspiracy theories like, oh, well, these guys were probably responsible and, from the ground, and then they're all allowed to leave and, fly out. So I know there was a lot of controversy there and a lot of craziness. And of course, you all saw he's in there, in a classroom, Bush League. I call him Bush League because I hated Bush. And Bush was in there, listening to the kids, watching thing, Florida classroom, and then all of a sudden he's, told about the attacks and, craziness. So I went straight home. And my dad called my mom because he was on his way home. Because a lot of us weren't going to stay where we were. My dad was working. My mom stayed home. And I, was at the meeting, in the class. Phil was doing something. Bernadette, Liz were doing something. We had to get to where we needed to go. We need to go back to our homes and things. And that's just how crazy it was, the whole thing. And yeah, so I went back, and my dad said, "Oh, put the tape in there." That's when we still had a tape, Put the tape in there, record everything that's going on right now, and that's basically what happened. So, yeah, and let's see. So that's what happened to me on that fateful day. And like I said, I made sure I called my brother first thing to make sure he's okay, because he was born on this day. So, and I checked with Bernadette and everything, made sure my parents are all right, and everybody else. And Liz is doing fine. All of our nieces and nephews are doing fine. Charlotte's doing fine. So, our new niece. So, yeah, it's all good. And let's see. Jay says that Leanne is checking on vacation spots. Okay, great. All right. And while I was discussing where I was at, Kevin's Theme Park Adventures comes in. Hello, Mikey. And hello to Jay. Kevin also says hello to Jeff B. Any waves? Hey, it's great to see you, Kevin. Jeff B says hello to Kevin. Hakeem says hey, Kevin. And Kevin also says hey, Hakeem. And Jay says howdy, brother Kevin. Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, you're all brothers and sisters to us. You're all members of our family, our extended family. And it's wonderful to see you. Oh, and I got to talk to my friend Frank Straka today. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one. He had some pictures, some recent pictures about a year or so ago of the downtown area, where they with the World Trade, and now it's all fixed, and they've got a memorial there and everything. So Frank was there recently, so he sent me some pics on Facebook. So that was very cool, and I told him so, and thank you. And Kevin says, "How are you doing, Mikey?" Well, we're doing okay. You know, today is a very, like I said, today is a very solemn day of reflection. A lot of things to think about. Um, you know, I hope to be with Gorilla tonight. I think Gorilla's Random Thoughts might for sure pretty much do a stream about 9/11. We shared a stream previously. That was one of our best streams. We had a lot of people there. Both Gorilla and I had both our channels running, and we just talked about 9/11, where we were and what happened. And yeah, it was just, it was a great time to be together, to bring our extended family, all the members from both of our channels, all of our subscribers. We had a lot of people that night. And it was about a year or so ago on this day. And I mean, it was wonderful. And I told Gorilla, I said, we should do something like that again for those who may not have been old enough to experience it, that may have been born a little bit later, but they should know that we will never forget, hashtag never forget 9/11. We won't ever forget. So, we want to make sure they were there because for us, it was the darkest history, one of the darkest histories in our entire nation. When I was living there in the United States, of course, I live in Canada now, but it affected Canadian airspace as well. Gander Air Force Base over there in Newfoundland, where my wife is originally from. She lived in St. John's, Newfoundland. She's a native Canadian. Um, when 9/11 hit, she was also somewhere. Well, she had just moved here to Toronto 2 years before in 1999, so she had been living in Toronto at the time. She had to go to a bar, because she doesn't watch TV much, like I don't, and she had to go to a bar and find out what happened, and everybody was just around the bar just watching it. So yeah. Let's see. So we're doing all right, Kevin. Suzanne's got to have to go through some surgery. She's gonna have to have both her knees operated on and replaced. Yeah, because there's just no tendons, nothing, no ligaments, nothing in those knees. She's barely holding up. I don't even know how she's doing it. I don't know, but I'm there for her. So you know, when she gets those surgeries done, because it's going to be done one knee at a time. She has to do the right knee first, then the left knee, and then she'll get her shoulder fixed on. We also have problems with our feet, so we're going to have to go to a podiatrist and get our feet checked. Nails and all that stuff. I have a broken big toe still. My nail there is broken on my right foot, so I got to get that fixed as well. So yeah, there's a lot going to be happening in the next few months. So all of your prayers, love, and support are much needed, and we do appreciate that for everyone, not just us, but for everybody in the community. Jay says she's going to Mississippi on business. Then she's going online checking for vacation spots. Wonderful. That is wonderful, Jay. I hope you guys get to do a good vacation. Kevin says, I am doing good, Mikey. I was going to ask you how you're doing, Kevin. Any of you, how are any of you in the chat today? Are you doing okay? Are you also reflecting on this solemn day of dark history that we had back in the States or here in Canada? It was a dark day for you as well. It was a dark day for everyone all around the world, basically. It was really, really terrible. Um, but we managed to get through it. I know a lot of parents. I do know at least two sets of parents that lost people in that building. I know them well. My family knows them personally because they're Carmelite ministers down there in Phoenix, Arizona, and Scottsdale, and they with the Catholic Church, and they know some people that lost people. So yeah, it's been hard. It is, but but as long as we're a community and a family, we get together and we can get through it together and pray together. That's the best part. So yeah, Kevin says I'm doing good, and Jay says you look good. One knee at a time, sweet Jesus. One knee at a time, sweet Jesus. One toe over the line. One toe or one knee? Okay. Mike Seha, our Swedish brother. Hello, sir. Mike Seha live. Greetings. Greetings to you, sir. Okay, you were in Sweden when it happened. Yeah. What were you doing though at the time, Mike? If you don't mind me asking, you could let me know if you want in the chat. What were you doing in Sweden at the time? What was going on? I already said what I was doing. Most everybody here had probably already said that what they were up to. Jay says we are thinking right now of Wyoming or Washington State could change. Okay, Wyoming is a great place to see. Jackson Hole, Wyoming is a great place to see. There's a lot of things that you can do there. Oh, okay. Kevin had to retract. Okay. And Jeff says hi to Mike. 11 likes already? Awesome. Thank you, Kevin. Yeah, that's the thing here at MikeySuzeFour. We started this thing now where whenever we do a webcam podcast or a live stream, we're going for 10 or more likes. And when we get that, I type in the comment, the very first comment for the stream, I put in yay, and then I go hashtag 10 like hype. And then I say, thank you so much, and God bless you all. And I love doing that. I do. I enjoy it. And according to what I've heard from some friends, it does kind of help your YouTube algorithm. So if you get that, if you do get every time you do any kind of stream, and you get 10 or more likes consistently, that really does help with your watch hours too, and gets you closer to monetization. So I'm very happy about that. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Really, you're all so amazing. I'm telling you, you're all great. Yeah, 11 likes. Thank you, Kevin, for updating that for me. Akeem says hello to Mike, and Jay says howdy, Mike. He went down the hole. Sure he did. Mike says Hakeem and Jay, welcome, welcome. And Kevin says hello to Mike. You guys are all great, ladies, guys. You're fantastic. Um, yeah. So yeah, so a lot of us were probably, you know, doing other things, and then we found out this thing was happening, and it just, um, as I remember, I just want to quickly relate to all that when Sting found out. So Sting was of course still solo, right? And one of his best keyboardists was Kenny Kirkland. And when he found out that Kenny Kirkland was in one of the towers that went down, uh, he had a tough decision to make. And, I mean, it probably would have been a no brainer if he didn't do his planned small party, for a group of really close friends there in his place in Tuscany, Italy. Um, he would have been forgiven for that if he didn't do anything. And because of the day. But he decided to go ahead and broadcast the whole concert he did there for this group of friends live and free. It would have been paid per view originally if he had tried, but they all decided, no, we're doing this for free. So I watched the entire concert he did, his tribute to Kenny, and for 9/11 on PBS station. I was watching Channel 8, which was in Tempe, Arizona. It's KAET. And I watched the whole thing. And then I know the concert is still available somewhere on YouTube, and it's also available on streaming services. So if you ever get a chance, download this entire concert. It was fantastic. And I mean, when Sting plays his song Fragile, oh my God, there's not a dry eye in the house, I swear to God. When he does Fragile, it's, you know, Reflection Stealer 1. Yeah. It's a very powerful song. And I'm going to play it myself later just to remind me. Um, let's see. Kevin says, yep, hey to Mike. And Mike says, hello, Kevin. And Jay says, I wish that me and Leanna had a passport. We'd come to see you all. Well, you never know, Jay. There's still a possibility that you and Leanna can get, get U.S. visas to come and visit us here for a couple weeks, up here in Canada. You can still do that. And your U.S. passport will help too if you're able to get a passport. That'll help even more. Yeah. So, yeah, sure. I would love to have you guys come. Let's see. Mike says, I believe it was an inside job. Yeah, I have heard that before, sir. I have. I consider myself a little bit up on some conspiracy theories, but um, I try not to be too, you know what I mean, too conspiratorial, so to speak. Um, you folks all remember the Mel Gibson film, right? Conspiracy Theory, which featured Julia Roberts and, of course, Sir Patrick Stewart as the villain. As the villain, yeah, I remember that movie. I absolutely remember it, and I mean, there were so many conspiracies revolving around 9/11. There's still a lot of videos and things that don't look right. Yeah, I mean, I know I've heard them all, but I'd rather not talk about them today. Well, at least not here. But if Gorilla wants to speak about some of them, that's up to him, and I'll leave him to give his take on it, his views tonight. So make sure you come to see Gorilla's Random Thoughts if he does in fact do a stream about 9/11. I hope he does. Um, that would be something to watch. Yeah, but Mike, say hi. You may not be wrong. Just saying, you may not be wrong. Okay, so yeah, come on. Anybody in the chat want to tell me what's up today? What's your plans? Yeah, Mel Gibson. Jay Aldrich says Mel Gibson could be DC's The Question. Yes, that's true. He could be. Well, I know he's been talking about other things, too. He is really big into conspiracy theories. He really is in real life and mysteries and stuff of why certain things happen. As I said, if you want to go back to yesterday, real briefly, with Kirk getting, shot at, whatever, and unalive. But the thing is, this was done when there was a supposed ice. They were going to go after a Venezuelan who I guess either he was a student at UVU, Utah Valley University, or his family was involved in something. There was some sort of deal where they were going to come and find this guy, right? And take him away and deport him. That was one thing. So that kind of started to put Orem, Utah on the map. But then when this happened to Charles Kirk, you know, I mean, one thing that happens in one place is, crazy and somewhat impossible. But when you see something happen again after that, another thing, and then another thing after that, three times in this one little town that you barely even heard of until yesterday, that's too many coincidences to me. Yeah, that does say that there's a lot going on, a lot more than they're telling us. But of course, come on, we're used to that, right? The government will never admit to anything. They never do, you know. We always hear things after the fact. And that's true. We do. We only hear things after the fact. We don't get the whole story, right? Most of the mass media can't be trusted. Let's be honest. Most of them can't be trusted. Um, we do try to find channels we can believe in that we still watch, kind of go through stuff. Um, I'm not big into TV anymore. I don't watch any TV, okay? Um, I go over what I do is I like to download, um, you know, memories. I like to download movies, TV shows, music, everything that sparks a memory. And so far, we have 9,950 videos downloaded. Most, only a certain portion of that, I think probably about a third, is our plus 400 videos we have for just this particular channel. But I also have over 500 videos for my previous channel, which was Warlord Fade, which I premiered on November 30th of 2006. And I ran that for 8 years until January 1st, 2015. Then I took 2 years and 10 months off in 16 days, if you want to be real if you want to be really technical. And then I started MikeySuzeFour back in November 10th of 2017, and we ran it for 6 years, and then, we ran it for 5 years, and then in 2023, back in April of 2023, on the first, that's when we started doing this MikeySuzeFour streaming and streaming service for the last 2 years, 2 plus years. So I mean, yeah, we're having fun. And we're glad that we're able to come out and discuss our true feelings and how we felt about these events that had occurred, you know. And we like to share our birthdays, we share our anniversaries. We like to we want Suzanne and I want this, as we've always said, we want this channel to be kindness. Just pure kindness and love and support and prayers and everything that's needed. And yes, we will say a prayer at the end of every video we ever do. And you know what? We've received nothing but positivity on that. Positive reviews. People love that. We need to get back to that. We really do. Two of the things I truly believe in are we need to get the family ethic back. We need to get all the families to come back together. And we need to have prayer in schools again. We need to put God back into school. It's absolutely true. And I mean, if we do those things, I know we can get this society back to the way it was before, where we were living in comfort, but we were living in security because we knew what was coming, what's out there, you know. So we didn't just sit idle and go, and then something happened. Unfortunately, in 2001, that's what happened. But we've learned from that. We're more protective now, and we need to be. But like I said, we do need to bring back prayer in schools, and we need to bring back the family ethic. It needs to exist. It needs to be there. You know, and broken families don't work anymore. We've already seen that, and we've seen that when you took prayer out, a lot of schools, and you've seen the shootings and things like that, terrible things that have happened since then. Yeah, it's just, it's a domino effect. It's exactly what happened, what I predicted would happen, and it did. Jay says Leanna lost her mom, grandma, and dad, and she's grown fond of you and Suzanne. She thinks of you all as her new mom and dad. Aw, well, we love Leanna too, honey. We do, Jay, brother Jay. She is a sister, okay? She is an extended sister of our family. So Suzanne says that Leanna is my sister. So I said, there you go. Yeah, absolutely. Um, yeah, and download. That sounds like a personal problem. Oh boy. Yep, 12 likes. Yes, I see that. Thank you, Jay. Um, yeah. Uh, Mike does say the less Christian a culture becomes, the more chaos. I agree, sir. I totally agree. Yeah, it does start in the home. That's what I say. We need to take the kids off their games. We need to bring the kids and the family and the parents. If there are grandparents living with them too, aunts, uncles, anyone in the family, we need to bring them back to the table, back to a dinner table, so they can share their day, tell how their day went. Kids tell how their day went in school. The parents can tell how their day went at work. The grandparents can tell, the new baby, if they're taking care of the new baby in the home, or taking care of the place while the parents are away. That's what needs to happen, is to bring the whole family effort back. That's really the essential thing. Absolutely. So, Mike, you're completely correct. It would start in the home. Yes. Jay says, of course, I think of you and Suzanne as my shut up, Jay, shut up, Jay, shut up, Jay. That's my shut up, Jay, shut up, Jay. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Mike says, yeah, even if the schools stay corrupt, the children can be vaccinated against the lies in schools by having been taught the truth at home. Correct. You are correct. Yes, you are, Mike. You're very well learned in that regard. Yes, I believe you. I do. I believe that there is a way that they can receive comfort, security at home, and good advice. Okay, parents come from rough times themselves, and when the parent, here's the thing. I have not been able to experience in any of my three relationships, including with Suzanne, I haven't been able to relate to any real human children or anything of that nature. But I do consider my three nieces, or no, four nieces and my five nephews, or four nephews, three nieces and okay, four nieces and three nephews. There we go. All seven of them as kids, as our kids. Um, you know, I'm Uncle Mike. She's Aunt Suzanne. We love them all, and we love all of my other cousins and their kids, and my mom and dad's grandkids and everything like that. We love them all equally. We care about them, and what's great is that both families, well, I should say all three families, the Durans and Fourniers and Sorelmans, they all get together. They try to get together so that they can all be there in the home ethic, and I think it's wonderful, and it's probably why our families are so strong. Our three families are so strong, even after we've lost some of our dear people in our families. Each one of us have all lost somebody or a few somebody's very dear to us, family members. So it's imperative that the families continue to stay together. Big families usually are the more successful families, don't you think? With their kids and things. So yeah, absolutely. Mike says even at the school. Oh yeah, he did say it. I'm sorry. I was trying to repeat myself. Okay. Mike says thank you. Oh, absolutely. And Jay says I agree, Mike. Yep, totally agree with you. And even Kevin says I agree. Yeah, yeah. Mike, you're say hi. You hit the right on the button. You got it. Yeah, I totally agree with you on everything you said. Everything. And we need that. We do. It starts at home. We need to get them back into the fold. Back to the family gatherings. Family reunions need to come back. Family gatherings need to come back. Dinner at home with every single member of the family there. Absolutely. Every single one. Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree. And good values like that will carry on to the kids and their kids that they have, and so on. And it's vital. It's important. Kevin says today is my niece's birthday. Oh, hey. Well, we can do a shout out to Kevin's Theme Park Adventures niece. Well, have a happy birthday. Share it with my brother Philip today. My brother Phil. Brother Phil. Yeah. Yeah, he's teaching right now. He's got a pop culture class. This is something this was cool. I learned this from him this morning. He does a pop culture and uh and oh, what's the other part of that? Pop culture and history, pop culture history class. He just came up with that himself. He created that. That's so cool. And that's his very first period. That's the first thing he talks about is pop culture. So he has a class involving people with that, young people that have no idea, right? That some of them, didn't experience the other events that we had in our history. And so he's teaching some of those future, uh, you know, tenants and the future stewards of our country, both countries, because he's in the United States, he's in Washington State, but he's trying to help the country's future generation to learn from our mistakes and not to make the same ones and to progress and thrive and rather than survive. And he also teaches English and he teaches art history. So there's a lot of great subjects that my brother teaches. So happy birthday to my brother again, and of course, Kevin's niece. And Mike says we are all gonna die one day. So the main thing is where we spend eternity. Correct. That is true. Akeem says I agree so much. I feel the more we move towards tech, we lose a lot of ourselves and family values. Absolutely, Hakeem. AI is a dangerous thing, and it's dangerous for a lot of reasons, but mostly because it's going to make us to make our families more disconnected. That's going to make our society more disconnected. Not connected. No, it's going to divide us even more. The divisions right now are so overwhelming that you can't even begin to fathom them. But as soon as we get more into this tech, it's going to get worse. It's going to get much worse. And who knows? If the AI overlords decide to become sentient and start coming after us, well, didn't Terminator franchise talk about that already and determine that was what was supposed to happen? Ooh, the reality alone scares the you know what out of me. Yeah, you don't even want to know. Jay says they've released a photo of a person of interest in the Charlie Kirk Pew Pew. His casket is being flown to Arizona aboard Air Force Two. Oh, cool. Hakeem says exactly. There is such a disconnect from reality. Yes, there is. Well, it's been going on now for a while. I know that all of you in the chat are pretty familiar with what's been happening over the last few 10, I would say 10, 15 years, maybe even 20 years. A total disconnect has happened. It's been going on. And I don't know when we're going to get ourselves back together. I don't know when families are going to start to realize, hey, family values meant something back then. They meant something. Now they don't mean anything. I mean, come on. You know, it's a travesty. It is. It's a true tragedy and a travesty is what I call it. I don't know how else to say it. Mike and Hakeem are geniuses. I love my friends. Oh, thank you, Jay. Thank you so much, Jay. Yeah. Yes, Mike, Seha, and Hakeem are very on the cusp. They're on uh the button to push. The next thing that has to happen in the case of our society. Yeah, we have some very awesome people in our group, in our communities and family. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're very smart people. I can't lie. You know, my brother's smarter than I am. Suzanne is smarter than I am. I won't lie. But you know, that's the best part. I get to learn from two of the best, from my beautiful partner in life, my soulmate. I get to learn from her. I get to confess my sins. If I feel really down, if I feel depressed, I can go to her for help and she'll help me. And I can do the same thing for all of you because because like I said once I'll say one more time, without you guys and gals as part of our continuing and growing community, not just subs, as I said, you're a community family members to us. And as long as we continue to grow, this channel will continue to be prominent. It will also be hopefully more recognized so that we can have a lot more people join us and join the kindness and the prayers and the love and support of this family that we've built. So, only a couple years ago. So, yeah, means a lot to us. And it says Trump is giving Kirk the Presidential Medal of Honor, I think. Oh, good. That's good. I'm glad that Charlie will get that. I feel the worst for his wife and his two young babes, his two young kids. Too young to remember, but it's just so sad. Just to know that they're going to be told how much of a hero their dad was and what happened to him. I would not want to be there when you tell that to my kid. If for me, I would not want to be there when I'm ready to tell my kids what happened. If I'm the parent, I just don't know. I'm not used to that much. Um, but thanks a lot, brother Jay. I feel the same about you and Mikey. Aw, Jay says. I bet she helps you. No, no, Jay. Bad Jay. Oh my god. Again says, I do like tech and use it every day, but I do my best not to let it use me. You have to keep a balance. Correct. You just have to you have to find a fine line. Now, we all use tech to some extent or another. We do. There's no way around it. You have to use it in order to make it in this world. Obviously, you need to be educated on a lot of technical aspects a lot of specifications of items like computers, like cell phones, like everything you need to know. And you need to be very well versed in that in order to even work the high paying jobs that are available right now. You know, a lot of these middle income jobs and a lot of the smaller, lower income jobs are going the way of the dodo. That's a reference. Um, you know, they're going away. When you get to your higher learning jobs, you have to stay in school for a very long time if you want to be able to work an effective job that's going to make you money in the long run, and is also going to be able to provide, you know, if you're a single lady and you want to have a husband, you want to have children, you're going to have to work as well in order to be able to cover them, and vice versa for the man as well. So you know, it's a never ending story. Yep, you gotta keep it balanced. Jay says, you know, I love you, and my co-wife Suzanne. Oh, well, we love you too, Jay and Leanna. And we love Jason, you know, my friend there in Michigan, and his beautiful partner, Nikki. We love them both, you know. We love Larry and Diana, or Diane. You know, Tyler, his son, you know, his sister too. Larry, you know, my friend, 50 years, you know, next year will be our celebration. Um, I love them all. I love Frank. I love his four kids, his wife Sarah, you know, James Fogel and his beautiful wife Linda, and you know, and Marie and Jim, his parents, and my parents' close friends, and you know, Pat and Justin, my great aunt and great uncle, and the Durans. You know, we lost Susie and Art, but you know, we still have their, you know, their wonderful, handsome, great sons. You know, including Corey, my brother-in-law, whose birthday falls on the same day as our wedding day, April 19th, which will happen next year. Will be our 10-year anniversary for that. Yeah, we just have a great family. We do. We have wonderful extended family. We know a lot of people, and we're just very happy. And Lisa, by the way, you know, chat with Lisa, who was here earlier, MH. She's also a sister to us now. So now she's a part of the family. So all of you are a part of the family. Everybody here, and everybody we know. So I mean, yeah. Larry is home. He got to go home last night. Oh, thank you, Jay. Thank you. I will try to message him sometime today for sure. I know he knows it's Phil's birthday, so my brother, our brother, well, our brother. You know, Larry's the oldest, only by by 6 months and 5 days. That's how old Larry is. You know, he's older than me by that much time. But he is older than Phil, obviously, but not by much. So yeah, I know Larry will probably try to reach Phil today, so that'll be good. I'll try to reach him too. And happy birthday to him, happy birthday to him, happy birthday to him, happy birthday to him, and many more. And hello, it is FKHC 2005, also known as Tim. Hail, brother Tim. Hail to you, sir. Good to see you, my friend. And we got 12 likes. Oh my gosh, that is so awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Um, and howdy to Tim. Yep. And hail from Tim to everyone. Hail, hail, and well met to you there, sir. Good to see you. Okay. So I'm glad you guys and gals like my specs, my foster grants. Um, so thank you for all your wonderful comments and wonderful, you know, respects, for Suzanne buying these for me. And yep, I'm going to continue to wear them because they really do help out. And I can see better now a little bit. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. All of the dark clouds that pass me by. It's going to be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. Don't hit me for that, you two overlords, okay? That's just a cappella. Like you even know what that means. Uh, overlords. Okay, so Tim says, so I may have heard American Airlines Flight 77, the one that hit the Pentagon takeoff, and it may have flown over my house on 9/11. I also saw the Pentagon a week after 9/11. Oh, it must have been a real mess, huh? Wow, Tim. Okay, so that's where you were. Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. Well, see, the one of the things I do recall specifically, like I said, I'll just go back to this for a minute. Over there in Phoenix, we do have a nuclear power plant. It's called Palo Verde. Now, Palo Verde has had some issues in the past, but nothing to the extent of like Fukushima in Japan or way back, if way back on the time machine when we go to Chernobyl over in Pripyat over there in you know Russia. So or 3 Mile Island, right over in New York, right? So Palo Verde immediately, and I mean immediately, as soon as the first tower went down, there was all sorts of planes flying all over Palo Verde because there were rumors. Okay, you do remember? I think most of you remember, but some of the terrorists were trained in simple flying techniques here in Arizona. Yeah, there were a few of them that actually practiced how to fly here in Arizona. They took flying lessons. That should have been you know, an alert. That should have been a red flag, don't you think? Some suspected terrorism people, but we didn't even know them at the time. So how could we even tell? You know. But yeah, there were planes all over Palo Verde. So yeah, we knew that Palo Verde nuclear power plant was a suspected target. That was going to be the next thing. Now, if somebody had attacked that nuclear plant, well, forget about electricity. Phoenix, Scottsdale, Mesa, Tempe, Glendale, all of that would have been gone. All that power, everything. Imagine that. Imagine that. Yeah, we averted a major disaster there. We really did. There for your eyes. I usually administer Red Knox V. Oh, okay. Tim says, or even way far back, wind scale in the UK. Yes, sir. Thank you for reminding me of that. Yes, that one too. Yeah. Yeah, it just that's what happened. That's what happened. Is a lot of the power plants and everything immediately were on shutdown, so it wouldn't affect anything if somebody tried to attack them. And then they were fortified. I remember seeing in the news, because the news was showing this, they put fortifications and barriers all around the Palo Verde plant. And then, of course, they had helicopter army fly overhead. They had they had the Black Ops copters. They had F-16s, and then, like I said, a couple F-18s came up from Davis Monthan Airport down there in Tucson, outside of Tucson, the other city, and they were just like back and forth, and they were protecting each other. All the valuable things. They even thought that there was going to be an attack on the state capitol building there in Phoenix. Yeah, the Capitol Courthouse that we have down there in downtown. Yeah, that was fortified. They had anti-aircraft guns that they brought over from Papago Peak, over there in Scottsdale. Brought them over on special detail, and they were manned, watching the skies to make. This went on for a few weeks, and they were there to make sure that nobody in the skies would try to attack Phoenix or break the airspace. And if they saw something that didn't look right, it was going to be shot down immediately, destroyed. So yeah, that's how crazy it was. Yeah. Jay says I miss my baby. Oh, Jay, she'll be fine. We said a prayer for her, my big guy. Yeah, we did, brother. She'll be all right. Don't worry. It's like Suzanne. She had to go do some laundry today downstairs. I said, "Be careful, honey. Trust no one. Not a single person. No, you can't trust anybody in this building anymore." We found that out very uh, hard. We found that out the hard way. Can't trust a single person. So yeah, nuclear plants are made to survive direct hits. They are, they are, and I agree. But I mean, it's just we had to, we had no choice because, like we said, we finally found out that some of those actual terrorist guys that sacrificed themselves, they actually, like I said, they practiced in Arizona. So any of their cohorts, if they wanted, they could have just, flew another plane into something, you know. So that's how crazy it was back then for the next couple of weeks, or at least a month. Let's see. I had an interview in D.C. a week after 9/11. After 9/11, it was a ghost town. Oh wow, yeah. Multi direct hits, maybe not. Yeah, that's what I said, Tim. So, yeah, it would have been crazy. Yeah, and it would have been really damaging too to the whole economy. Well, believe me, when all the FAA stopped all the planes and stuff, look at how much dollars we lost, in the billions. Because most planes do carry, you know, necessary and ample supplies to other towns and things, and we lost that for you know, for however long the shutdown was for. Yeah, that was extremely damaging. Okay, so uh, first I'm gonna go get a handkerchief and take a little break for about a minute or so. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna leave the camera on. I'll be right back. In the meantime, after I get back, well, first I'll say, as I always say, always expect the unexpected here. My wife, who always says, leave everything in God's hands. Great advice. And then, of course, my wonderful brother Larry, who says, always be yourself. It's always a great thing. And last, of course, and now the aisle's closed. That comes from uh, the wonderful Gene Siskel, rest in peace, who was part of Siskel and Ebert at the movies, and that the family of Siskel, who used to work for the Chicago Tribune as a movie critic, among other things, uh, and a great philanthropist. Uh, they allowed me to say this, so thank you so much. Okay, I'll be right back. I love you, girls. Oh, I love you too. And I love you too. Okay. Oh, yeah, yeah. Tim says, yes, I lived under the Dulles landing flight path on 9/11. Yet it was strange not hearing planes for a week. I agree. I agree. Jay says, talk amongst yourselves. Drinks around the house. Oh, Kevin. Oh, it's okay, Kevin. Don't feel like you need to retract the message unless you think it's really poor taste. Yeah, don't worry about that. Jay says, smoke him if you got him. I agree. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead. I'm going to take my glasses off here for a minute. Let's go ahead and say a quick prayer for all the victims today, all their families. All right. So, in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, dear Lord, we know of today. We know of what happened on that fateful day, September 11th, 2001, when both the Twin Towers went down and the plane crashed there outside of Shanksville, Pennsylvania, and also the one that ran into Pentagon. And so today we say a special prayer for all of the victims and their families, and of all the first responders, all the fire, all the policemen, police women, fire women, all of them that responded in a wonderful way to protect lives, to save lives, and do what they needed to do. And so we ask for all of the praise for them, and we pray for everyone that had to experience what we experienced then on that fateful day. And maybe sometime today we can all find a moment of silence, have a somber reflection of what happened, and make damn sure it doesn't happen again, ever in this lifetime or the next. So for all this we pray, and I'm going to say in Our Father. So, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. Also I will say, Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. For the kingdom, the power, and the glory are yours now and forever, as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, world without end. Amen and amen. Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. And there we go. So that should take care of it for today. LOL, Jay Kevin. And Kevin's laughing. I'm glad you guys are having some good times today. I really am. And please continue to laugh. We need some laughter today, since such a solemn day in history. And amen from Kevin. And big prayers. Thank you. Jay says amen and amen. And Jay, when and if Gorilla does do his thing tonight, we definitely need you there, sir. Because I want to hear a prayer from you today. I do, sir. I would love to hear a prayer from you for all of them, for everyone today. That would be wonderful. I'd love to see you there. Jay says, yeah, the cats are practicing their piano lessons. Yeah, I didn't know where that came from. I think that might have came from her phone, but yeah, she'll see the message. She'll get it when she comes back. Yeah, Jay, we will send you a link tonight for sure. Yeah, when we get Gorilla, well, Gorilla will send you a link. He will. He'll have you come on the panel. I'll make sure I send it to you and PvP and Larry, hopefully, because he said Larry's back at home, which is good news. And hopefully you can get it to Daniel, Sif Dan, and some other people. Yes, and Suzanne and Eckstein and yeah, so on. Yeah, yeah, we will do the best we can. Yeah, I'll make sure we do. Yeah. Yeah, because I know when Gorilla said he wanted to do it, and I said, "Hey, Gorilla, is it okay if I go ahead and link my channel up with yours?" And he said, "Yep, no problem." And I said, "Well, that's what we did last time." So yeah, I'm sure that Curtis Selby, he'll get a message, and I know he'll want to hook his up, and I'm pretty sure that Larry is definitely going to get a message. Yeah, so he'll get a link too. Yeah, we'll make sure we take care of that today. Yeah, we will. Okay, well, as I said, Gorilla's Random Thoughts should have a special live stream tonight for 9/11. I'm not sure what time it's going to be yet, but make sure if you're subscribed to his channel, like you already are to me and Suzanne, make sure that you're subscribed to Gorilla so that you can be notified when he's going to go live. Also, as I said, tomorrow on Friday, we've got that wonderful 1v1 part 3, our interview with Jay Aldrich. That'll be tomorrow. I'm going to just leave it open to whatever you want to discuss, except for the politics parts of that, obviously. But, if anybody wants to ask us questions, either me or Jay, please do so in the chat. You don't need to prepare questions. Just ask off the cuff of your head, and whatever you want to do with that. But hey, we would love to hear from you tomorrow. So make sure you come at 3 p.m. Eastern. That's when I have the live stream set up for me and Jay. So that'll be fun. Um, I don't think, yeah, I think that if Gorilla does do this 9/11, there won't be any Twilight Zone. Obviously, he's going to probably leave that for next Thursday. But there will be a Walton stream. He's going to be doing season 5, episode 9, and that will be on Friday night around his time. I think it's around 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock his time, around that time. And then on Saturday afternoon, as I said, my one last stream for the week is with the nostalgic Pod Blast and Chance Bartels over there in Atlanta, Georgia, where he and I host together pop culture and everything associated with pop culture. So make sure you check us out on Saturday afternoon at 5:35 p.m. Eastern Time. Same time as Atlanta Back Channel. Okay. And Jay says, unless Leanna and I are doing the horizontal mambo, no, I'll be there. LOL. Oh, hello, Larry. Hey, Larry, great to see you, brother. Hey, Mike, I've sent you some messages on Messenger, but I never got a response back from you. Okay, Larry, I am going to check those messages as soon as I'm done here. I'm almost done with the stream. But I hope to see you tonight if you can make it to Gorillas, okay? And I'm really, really glad. Suzanne and I are both really glad that you made it okay back from the hospital, that you're back home. So we love you, brother. And don't forget, send Philip. Okay, all you have to do is send him a happy birthday for him today through Facebook Messenger. He's he's friends with us on Facebook and everything. I know he's friends with you guys. So yeah, make sure you send him a birthday greeting. Okay. Jay says hello to brother Larry. Larry says, "Hey, brother Jay." And Jay said, "Shut up, Jay. Shut up, Jay. Shut up, Jay. Shut up, Jay." And Kevin's, oh, okay, Kevin. Larry, hey, Larry from Be Yourself Adventures. Kevin, he says, hey, Kevin. Kevin says, 21 likes. Oh, my Lord, 21 likes? Holy Jehoshaphat. Wow. Oh, my gosh. Thank you. Oh, wow. This is insane. Wow. This is great. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, my gosh. They're all amazing. Oh, man. Jeez. 21 likes. Wow. Wow. And a big thumbs up. Thank you, Kevin. And LOLJ. And he's laughing again. Okay, yeah, Larry, please. Yeah, okay, I'll text Phil. Yeah, please do. Yeah. I called him this morning. Before he went to school, to go to work at his school, Larry, I was able to get him on Facebook chat. Facebook, with the camera and everything. Yeah, we were able to talk over the phone through Facebook, so that's great. Yeah, 21 likes. That's awesome. Yeah, thank you, Jay. That's fantastic. Wow, wow. Mm. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. 20 like hype today is my moniker hashtag. That's great. Yeah, Larry, I will check your messages. And like I said, I believe that Gorilla is planning to do a 9/11 thing tonight. And if you can make it, if at all possible, we would love to have you, Larry. And I'll send you the link. If you can't, that's fine too. Okay, don't worry about it because I know you were just out of the hospital. So get a full recovery, my brother. Okay. I Susanna and I always pray for you, and we love you guys. And tell Diane we love her too, and tell your son Tyler we love him, and your sister and everyone. Okay, please, please do. And that my parents are still praying for you as well. They always do. So, and Bernadette and Liz and everyone. So yeah, please. Jay says I told you that the strip poker idea would get you likes. Well, you did, but but I didn't anticipate it was going to go that far. Okay. Well, first of all, I'm going to guarantee there will be no strip poker tomorrow. So if that doesn't get us some people, I'm sorry. We're not going to take our clothes off and start going woohoo, in the interview. No. But but if you do have any questions, just bring them with you tomorrow to the chat. And you can ask anything you want, okay? We'll just leave it open and you guys can ask anything you want. So tomorrow. Yeah. Uh, okay. And Larry does say, I'll do my best to see how I'm feeling. Okay, sir. All right, brother. Well, I love you. So do what you can, okay? We'd appreciate it. No problem. Hey, if you need to stay off and get better, then do that. Okay? First and foremost priority. Okay, for you, sir. All right. Kevin says LOL to Jay. Kevin's still laughing. Jay says, damn. Oh, God. Wow. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. I can't stop laughing. Okay. Anyway, so uh on behalf of Jay Aldridge, Kevin's Theme Park Adventures, my best friend Larry of 50 Years Beers of Adventures, uh and of course let's see here. Yep, Kevin and Larry and Jay and FKHC 2005, also known as Tim, and Anchorman, also known as Scott. Thank you both for coming. And of course, Mike Say Ha Live, my new Swedish brother over there in Sweden. Thank you, sir, for coming. We really do appreciate that. All right. And Akeem, our very first, our very first like and our very first, uh, subscriber to our channel, our first real family member. Thank you, Hakeem, for coming. All right. And yep, there's Mike Say Ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. That's what I say. Mike Say Ha. Ha ha. All right. And Jeff B. Thank you, Jeff B. You're always a great supporter of us there, sir, and I appreciate that. We really do. Okay. Yeah. Now make sure I mention all of you here, okay? Because we didn't just get to 25. Oh my lord. 25 likes? This is insane. We just didn't get to that, okay? So, yep, there's Scott, Anchorman, Jeff B. Yep, thank you. Again. There's Kim again. And Travel with Lisa. Thank you, Lisa. Mwah, from both of us. We love you. Our new sister. And yeah, please be safe. Okay. I think I got everybody. And there's my wife. Okay. So we're going to head on out the door here. Just about. Okay. So, yeah, Larry says, love you too. And Akeem says, hey, Larry. And Jay says, God bless you all. And no problem. This was another great stream. Oh, thank you so much, Akeem. And hello, darling, from Jay. He just heard you walk in. Okay.
Howdy.
Howdy. Babe, 30 likes. Oh my God, this is insane.
That's a lot. Did you have Larry on again?
Yeah, Larry's on. He's
That's
fine.
fine.
Yeah, I told Larry. Yeah, Suzanne says all the love and glad that you're back out of the hospital. And she's saying all sorts of prayers for you. And yeah, please contact Phil today, okay, Larry? Please, please, okay? He would love to hear from you. Okay, so Larry says hi, Hakeem. And Jay said, hello, darling. And like, you have 30 likes. Oh, my Lord, I know. This is great, Larry. Mike, yeah. Mike, yeah, like Mike. Holy sheep dip. Jay says, there's the supermodel. He called you a supermodel, babe.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, she says, thank you, Jay. Oh, you're so kind. Oh, my Lord. Okay. Well, this is amazing today. Yeah, this is awesome. Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell. Thank you, Akeem. Yes. Don't forget, please. Oh my Lord, yes. So you can be notified of our shows tomorrow and on Saturday. I love you. Everything go okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
They had the
Oh,
long.
your thing went off. It did some weird bell thing or some music thing. So from your phone. So I don't know.
Check that. I left it up here.
Oh yeah. Okay.
They had the laundry room shut off today.
Really?
And he said, don't touch the walls. And I said, I wasn't planning on touching the walls. I was emptying my laundry. He said, come back in an hour. I said, I'm not coming back in an hour. So I walked in there anyway.
Yep.
And did the laundry.
And did the laundry. Yep. Oh, because they were painting in there. That's what it was.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that.
I wasn't going to wait.
Yeah, no, you're not. We didn't touch the walls, so I mean, Hey, Kevin, thank you. Oh, Mike, say hi. Yeah, thank you, sir. Uh, Larry says, love you too, Suzanne. 31 likes. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Larry. What's wrong, Kevin? Your messages are being retracted. I hope that's not the YouTube wording thing. Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know. I don't think you've ever said anything bad, so I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. Her thing went off. Shut up, Jay. Shut up, Jay. Shut up, Jay. Oh my god, 32 likes. This is insane. Thank you, Kevin. Big thumbs up. LOL to Jay and laughing again. Oh my gosh. Wow. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to live this down. This is this is crazy. This is crazy. Wow. Oh my gosh. Well, it is about an hour and a half, and I only plan to go that far. So, but again, 31 likes, and of course, when I add mine, Suzanne will add hers, be 33. It's just crazy. Wow. Hmm. Amazing. You are all amazing, ladies and gentlemen. I can't. We can't thank you enough. The cats love you guys. We love you guys and gals. Oh, wow. Okay, so God bless America. God bless Canada. God bless the UK. God bless the rest of this world. Remember, we only have one of it, so make sure that you become the stewards and you teach your children well to become the future stewards of this planet, of this earth that we live on, this rock, third rock from the sun. Make sure that we are all uh, around to take care of it. And remember, don't ever piss off Mother Nature. Never, never, ever. Don't do that. That's not a good thing. And of course, peace. Always. Let's see. Wow, we're still blowing up in the chat. Okay, well, we're going to go at this. Let's see if we can do this. God bless you all. And chat, love you too, every one of you. And remember to always be yourself. Yes, yes. And don't forget, please, 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 remember, if you're a Blue Wrenchy, and pretty much everybody in our community is a Blue Wrenchy, please advertise yourself. Leave your link to your YouTube channel. We highly encourage that. We want to be able to share each of our channels with each other so that we can represent each other and promote your algorithms and whatever goes on from there. We encourage highly. We ask you politely, and we say, yeah, do it, please. We would love to hear, and we would love to see your channels. That would be great. Thank you, Larry, for that. I appreciate you saying that. How are you doing, Larry? Kevin says. Jay says, "Oh, stay on. Let's get to 50." Well, okay. I guess I could stay on for a little bit. See if we get to 50. That would be nice. Kevin says, Amen. Larry says to Kevin, I'm doing a little better. I'm just trying to take it easy, but thank you so much for asking. I appreciate my brother. Yeah, I'm glad that you're doing all right, my brother, Larry. I love you. We love you so much. We really do. Kevin has prayers up. Kevin says, I am doing good, Larry. Kevin, that's great to hear, my brother. And wow, wow, 33 likes already from Larry. Nice. It's such a wonderful community. Akeem, I know. We have some wonderful people in this community. They're all wonderful. All the guys and gals we know, just, just wonderful, beautiful people. Kevin says 33 likes. Wow, yeah. Kevin's like, ah. Okay. So Larry is the first to go ahead and offer his channel. So make sure you check out Be Yourself Adventures. He goes all around the state of Arizona. He's also been to New Mexico, California, Colorado, pretty much everywhere. Next year, he's planning to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Route 66. Hopefully, he can do that. He's going to go from Santa Monica, California, all the way to Chicago, Illinois, and hopefully, he'll get to meet my friend PJ, our friend there, PJ Destin, and hook up. That would be really cool. Kevin says, "I'm glad you're a little better there. That you're a little bit better. Yeah, we're all glad that you're feeling better, Larry. We love you." Kevin says, "I appreciate that, my brother." He says, "Unfortunately, Mike, I gotta go, but I will see what happens tonight." Okay. Can you please send me the link tonight? Yeah, please, thank you. I will. I will. As soon as I know, like I said, I got to hear from Gorilla. But as soon as he gets it, I'm going to forward the StreamYard link to you guys. Yeah, PvP, you, Larry, Jay, Curtis, even Sif Dan. So yes, Jay says hit that like button. Let's get to 50. Oh, come on, Jay. I don't know if we're gonna make 50. Well, you never know, but we'll go a couple more minutes. We'll go to about we'll go to 1 hour 45, and then we'll stop. But yeah, but we'll see about getting there. Oh, was there anything vital on the message, honey? To your phone? Okay.
It's a phone number. I don't know who it is.
Okay. All right. Yeah, hit that like button. Let's get to 50. That's what Jay says. And Larry says, Brother Jay, you take it easy, all right? It's good to see you, and God bless. I love you, brother. Oh, I love the love that we give to everybody here on our channel. We have such a great community. We really do. Yep, with God, all things are possible. Yes, I know that. Shut up, Mikey. Shut up, Mikey. I can do that too, Um, oh boy. Yeah, it's been crazy around here lately. Love you, brother Larry from Jay. Oh, that's so wonderful. Oh, we went down by one. We're down to 31 likes now. Okay. Oh, now we're back up to 32. There we go. Well, we lost a like. Oh no. Well, we got it back. Well, we got back to 32. We're good. We're good. Still have a few minutes. Yeah, so wow. We lost a like. I know. That was weird. And then we got it back. Now it's back. It's 32 now. It's still there. Got 5 likes and we got or 5 people watching still, and we have 32 likes. So that's amazing. That's awesome. Yeah, Jay says, "Holy crap, that was weird." Yeah, it was. Yeah, holy sheep dip. Yeah, craziness. Yeah. Okay, so like I said, tomorrow on Friday, well, tonight should be a special 9/11 live stream that hopefully Gorilla will do tonight on his channel, and I will share our MikeySuzeFour channel with his. And I know that Curtis would want to do that too. Our brother Curtis, who is the tired midnight blogger, I know he would want to do that. And I will send a link to him and to Larry and to Jay and to everybody, PvP, everybody that we know, to come out tonight and visit us on the tube. And all right, love you, Mike. I gotta go. And Kevin, to take care of my brother as you as well, brother Jay. Yes, well, you take care of yourself, Larry. Get lots of rest today, okay? Take some time off and go and get a rest, okay? Get some sleep, okay? Please. Yeah. And Jay says, "Oh, I'm praying for you, Larry," and I in the chat, and Mikey and Suzanne. Yep, we are. Take care, Larry. Beers of Adventures. Thank you, Kevin. Okay. Okay, well, I think we should go ahead and stop. We're doing really well right now. It's best not to push it too far. But again, I want to thank everyone that came today. All 32 likes. That is fantastic. I mean, you folks, as I said, are amazing. You're wonderful. I'm overwhelmed. There's just there's no place for words. If you get a moment today in your busy schedule, just set aside a minute or so and say, "I say a prayer." I say a prayer for a moment of silence for all the victims and their families, and the first responders and all their families, everyone that perished today. Even Charlie Kirk yesterday, Polly Holiday from Alice who passed. everyone that we've lost in the last few years, set aside a moment of silence for them today, and just say a silent prayer to God, and you know, and He'll listen, and He'll listen. Um, yeah, take care, Larry. From Kevin, and have a good one, Larry. I'm wishing you the best from Akeem. And thank you, Kevin. And Jay says, yay. And Kevin says, back to the 33 likes again. That's awesome. And Kevin is happy. Thank you, guys and gals. You're wonderful. You're wonderful. All right. So thank you all. And on behalf of, again, my beautiful wife, Suzanne, and our beautiful cats, Moonpie and Deja Vu, we want to thank you all again for being here. We love you very much. Take care of yourselves today and the rest of this week and weekend. Don't forget of the shows we got coming up. Please, if you can make it, be there for us. We would appreciate that. If you can't, we understand. We really do. And we don't get upset. We never get upset about that. So, and of course, uh, remember, take a moment of silence today, if you can. That's the best suggestion I can make. All right. Take care, everyone. We'll see you next time. And again, God bless you all. Thank you.